Dave Rickards Podcast.
Well, there's a lot of theories out there why Mike Costa is not here today. One is he's too broken up over the loss of the Pope.
Yes.
Went to Mass immediately.
Yes.
No, we don't believe that to be
I don't
true.
believe that.
Too broken up over the loss of the McRib.
What?
Much more likely. Well,
That-
it's a limited time sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that I can see.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I heard that McRib has a ripple effect in the restaurant industry. Probably affects your place. You see a dip in customers because people are rushing for that.
Yeah.
What is that thing anyway? I've never had one.
I don't think I have either.
I've never had a McRib
But people
sandwich.
I know people who love them.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, it's just like a bunch of meat particles pushed together and slathered with some.
Like bologna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like a bologna and pickle sandwich.
Yeah.
Or it's a day that ends in Y, and Mike didn't make it in for
shocking.
to
Yeah.
this Dave Rickards podcast here at Loft100Studios.com. Loft 100 Studios, where they open their doors for us every Monday, where we shoot our show here.
It's gorgeous.
And we're glad to be here. Welcoming back Christy Castillo, our executive producer from her
Yay.
bachelorette party. I meant to ask, how many penises were involved, do you think, in her bachelorette party? Aren't there always penis cakes?
I was going to say,
penis
like
hats
real
and
ones
penis-
or fake ones?
Well, I don't know. And what is allowed, what's not allowed?
For a bachelorette party?
Yeah.
Like, what do
Did
you...
you have one?
I did, but mine was really lame.
Yeah.
It was pretty I was older when I got married, so I didn't want to do the whole, like, woo, you know.
How old is older?
I was 34?
That's old?
Yeah, older.
I mean, it's not your 20s where you're a lunatic
Right.
running around
Right, but I
vomiting
think
in the streets and stuff.
right, but I think me like wearing a penis necklace at the age of 34.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
It doesn't
about.
look right.
Can we get a confirmation, thumbs up or thumbs down, that Christy Castillo vomited at her bachelorette party? She did not. She got a tattoo
Oh,
of a penis. No. Oh, wow.
oh,
Okay, well, I didn't
Christy.
realize it was that kind of a thing. All right, well, hey, it's 2025, whatever. That's okay. She got a tattoo. Are you tattooed? Are you inked up?
I have no tattoos.
Nothing, no ink.
Nothing.
None whatsoever.
How about you?
No.
We talked about this, so you thought about getting one.
I thought about getting a ring,
Yeah,
a wedding ring
Yeah.
tattoo, but it hasn't happened yet. So but that would be the only thing that I would do.
that's
No makeup tattoos, nothing?
no makeup tattoos, nothing.
Christy Castillo has that penis right here on the side of her eye for her bachelorette party. Well, welcome back, Christy. And Jason Hollywood Banks is our floor director. I saw him this weekend. I was watching Ben-Hur. There he was.
Oh,
He's in all the great movies. Miles East does our graphics. Christian Sieber and Curtis Matovich handle all the other things that no one else can do here at Loft100Studios.com. And thank you to Sully for having us here today. So I got, it wasn't the first thing that Shauna said to me. The first thing she said was, hi,
yeah.
J.D. Vance killed the Pope.
Yep.
I was quite sure that you and like some of the guys on late night TV would be going, J.D. Vance
Yeah.
killed the Pope.
Yeah.
He was 198 years old, but he did it anyway.
Yeah. It's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I just, he killed him. He was the last to see him alive, I think.
I think his visit was less than 24 hours.
It was.
From the Pope's demise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was reading about the Pope today. They don't do the same thing that they've been doing for centuries, but there is a prove the Pope is dead test.
Okay.
Yeah, and they take a silver hammer and brain him on the head.
No, they don't. Are you serious?
Anymore, probably, but yes, that was the key. 3 times. Knock 3 times on the Pope if you seriously, there's a special silver hammer that is used to brain the Pope 3 times just to make sure he doesn't, that he isn't faking. Because,
That's crazy.
you might wake up one day and go, I do not want to pope today.
And why 3 times? Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
I mean, all things in comedy are 3s.
Yeah, exactly.
All things are 3s, so I don't know. I've seen things where guys will show up at the funeral with a pin and jab the corpse. This was in movies.
Okay.
I think it was in the first. It was some funeral movie about a heist or something like that. I think with Audrey Hepburn.
Okay.
George Kennedy shows up with a pin, walks up to the corpse, sticks him to make sure he's not dead.
Oh my God.
But I think literally nowadays, because we have such advanced medicine, that they don't smack the Pope on the head with a hammer. But I think they call his name 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, just to see if he goes.
Oh my God. Well, did I tell, a little off topic, but did I tell you when my mom passed away? The doctor comes in the room, they are looking at the monitors, and the doctor's across from me, and she said, my mom takes like 1 breath, and the doctor looks at me and says, I looked at her and I said, was that it?
Was that it?
And she said, I think that was it.
Yeah.
And so everyone starts crying, and the doctor leaves. And I'm looking at my mom, and all of a sudden, we're like, whoa, that was not it.
Cut. Take 2. Places, everyone.
Exactly.
On your marks. Resume grieving in 3, 2.
That was exactly it.
I sat next to the Pope one time.
You did?
Yeah, we were on the bus together. I just looked over. I realized that's the Pope right there, sitting next to me, doing the crossword puzzle like a regular guy. People think that he's always in the Vatican, doing holy stuff, but he's a regular guy, rides the bus, does the crossword puzzle, leaned over to me. He says, yeah, he did. He leaned over to me and he says, do you know a 4-letter word for a woman that ends in U-N-T? And I said, yeah, aunt.
Yes.
And he said, oh, yeah. Do you have an eraser? He said that to me.
Oh,
The Pope.
I don't believe you. I do not believe you.
Let's see if Stephen Colbert tells that joke today.
Yeah. He's very Catholic.
Well, he is when it suits him, as all Catholics are.
That's pretty true.
I mean, you're
I'm Catholic.
hardcore Roman Catholic, aren't you?
I am not hardcore.
I mean, you're straight up Roman Catholic.
Yes, but 100%. I make my own rules.
Well, why not? You and King Henry.
Yeah.
We all do the same thing. So that's my church. I'm Episcopalian,
Yeah.
which is where King Henry showed up. He didn't like any of these fussy rules these popes were sticking on him. Like, all he wanted to do was get rid of his wife. And Pope wouldn't let him do it. So, I don't know if he cut off her head or started his own church or both, but he did that.
Okay.
Yeah. We started a church where we don't have such hard rules.
Right.
So Episcopalians, the Church of England, it's like being Catholic, but being able to ditch your wife when she becomes a pain in the ass.
And still be able to take communion.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. When's the last time you took communion?
Probably at my mom's funeral.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
not yesterday. Yesterday, the big day, Easter. What?
Yeah.
What?
I didn't go to church.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I didn't go to church yesterday. See, I made up my own rules.
C and E?
I was tired.
I was tired.
I had a big weekend.
Can you see Jesus up on the cross going, no problem. I get it. They're tired. Whatever. Is Judas gone yet? Can I come down? I was tired.
Sorry.
You were too tired for church on Easter.
I know.
I mean, to be a Catholic,
I know.
2 Sundays out of the other 50. 2. C and E.
Yeah.
That's it. Couldn't do it. Did you go on Christmas? No.
I did, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, good for you.
Yes, I did go on Christmas.
I know you were in a little bit of a dust-up with one of the one of the ministers.
The priest.
Did that get reconciled, or did you guys just agree to disagree and move on?
I feel like we agreed to disagree. I felt like it was a waste of time meeting with him. Nothing really came out of it, and now I just decided not to go to that particular church, which is unfortunate because it's like 3 blocks away from my house.
Really? You took your business elsewhere?
Yes. Yes.
I don't blame you. I've done that a couple times this week.
Oh.
Yeah,
week.
yeah, and I don't think it really makes a dent in their world at all, but, you know.
What happened?
Well, have you ever done that? Have you ever said to someone, I will never come here to do business here again?
Yeah, I have. And I usually stand pretty true to it until it becomes an inconvenience, and then I'll go back to it.
They got you by the balls,
They
don't
kind of do,
There's
yeah.
some sort of, they're close or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine was with.
Did you announce to them, though, I'm never coming here?
Oh, I wrote a letter.
Oh.
One time.
Put it in writing.
It was an airline, and it was ridiculous. I can't even remember what happened, but I was like, and blah, 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 and you're the worst, and I'm never flying you again. And I didn't for about 10 years until I did, because it became more convenient to fly
And do you
them.
think 10 years later, the people at blah, blah, blah airline are going, ha-ha! Shauna Moran, we knew we'd get her back.
No, but it felt really good.
Charge her double.
It felt really good to do it. I'm about ready to do it to another company right now.
What's going on?
So I have this little business with my partner Sabila that we're starting up, and it's AT&T. I don't think they're ever going to be a sponsor of this show unless
Not now.
Not now, but I swear to God, it's so frustrating. We're trying to get this phone. They gave us a business phone, and they gave us a phone number for this phone, but we're having issues with the phone. And when we give them the phone number, they have no record of that phone number.
Is this a phone connected to a wire?
Yes, it's like yes, exactly. It's like I forgot what it's called. It is a hard line, but it's kind of not too. It's also connected to the internet. So I forgot what it is, but it's just so frustrating. I literally spent 3 hours on Friday trying to figure out why, and they've been and by the way, my business partner has spent 3 days on it, and no one can answer it, and we're like, screw it.
So you're mad at AT&T
Yeah,
now, and we'll
yeah.
never get them as a sponsor.
We'll never use them again.
Well, Ted Danson, Consumer Cellular, we're looking for you now.
Yes, where are you?
So, yeah, I've been trying to convince my wife, can we just get rid of this one hardwired phone? We got one in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Might be one in the bedroom, too. But no one calls us on it except for irritating, annoying
Right.
peddlers.
Right.
No one calls that we ever want to talk to ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's get rid of it. And she doesn't want to break the hardwire.
Why?
I don't know. We don't call out on it. No one calls us that we want to talk to ever. But she just can't break the...
That's so interesting. Okay, but what happened? Who did you give up?
Oh, so we have a golf cart.
Yes.
Just for tooling around the neighborhood. And we've had it for a long, long time. And we decided to take it in and get a lot of work done to it. And we had it converted to like LED lights, and it had to have new suspension and new tires. And we spent like $4,000.
Yeah?
Changing from water batteries to sealed batteries. I mean, we spent a lot of money on this thing.
Yep.
We did a lot of stupid stuff to it. Spent a ton of money, $4,000 or $5,000 with this company out in El Cajon that works on golf carts. And it came back, and after spending $5,000, I wanted the thing to work.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And so you've got a little dial on the dashboard of your golf cart that tells you how the battery's doing.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't work.
Oh.
And so for the third time, when I ran out of batteries out in the middle of my neighborhood and I had to tow my golf cart,
Oh my God.
I call them up and I'm like, why isn't this thing working?
Yeah.
And they gave me some bullshit excuse about how it doesn't work and why I don't need it. And I'm like, I just towed it home for the third time. So for the second time when I went out and it wouldn't go and it wouldn't start, I called them up and I said, the thing won't start. It won't go. It's charged up. What's the problem? Tell me on the phone. Don't come out here.
Yeah.
Okay? Just tell me on the phone, because it's a switch, isn't it? It's just a switch. I got to go, chick-chook. That's technical.
Yeah.
Chick-chook. Okay? And they said, no, we better come out. And I said, I don't want you to come out because I know it's a switch. You got to lift up the seat and you go, chick-chook, and it works,
Yeah.
right? And we better come out and look at it. So they send a guy out, and I swear to you, he didn't get out of his car. He was pulling down the driveway, and he goes, just go chick-chook with this. And I was like, well, I don't know where that switch is. So he goes right there. And he goes, chick, chook, and the thing jumps to life.
Oh, my God.
So they get me on the phone, and they say that'll be $250.
No.
And I was like, you're out of your mind. I'm not giving you $250. I told you on the phone, just tell me which switch to chick, chook.
Yeah.
And they carried on and squealed and complained that I owed them trip charge and everything. And that's where, you'll never hear from me again.
That's ridiculous.
And they didn't have the courtesy to go out of business the next day. They opened up and were in business again the next day.
I hate that.
Anyway, so other than ignoring the resurrection of Christ yesterday, you so-called Catholic, I went golfing.
Okay.
Because that's what Jesus would have wanted.
Right.
It's a day of celebration. And I get home and I am relaxing in my family room. And my wife, who's been home all day, says, notice anything? And I hate this.
Yeah.
Because I never notice anything.
You're
Ever.
a dude.
I don't.
Dudes don't notice anything.
She doesn't get that because she sees everything.
Yeah.
It's maddening what she can see. I mean, it's not normal vision, and it's not even normal lady vision, because I know women see more than men.
100%.
It's way beyond that.
Okay.
It's way beyond this nonsense. And she goes, do you notice anything? Jeez. You could change all the furniture in my room and I wouldn't notice. Seriously.
Yeah.
I sat down on my couch. I'm sitting there. I could have been sitting in one of those chairs that looks like a hand, and I wouldn't have known, because I don't know. I don't know. If you asked me, Shauna, if you asked me what picture is hanging on certain walls of my house, I don't know. It's a picture, probably, I'm going to guess horse. How about I just guess horse? Because 50% of the time I'll be right.
That's awesome.
It's a horse. I have no idea.
That's funny.
No clue. And I said, did you put you took all the Easter stuff down, right? And she goes, yes. And I thought for a minute, it sounded sarcastic. I don't know if she means it or not. Turns out she didn't. Later that night, she goes, do you see it yet? And I get up and I turn on the lights and I'm looking around and I don't see it.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So then, foolishly, I start playing the hot and cold game.
Okay. Oh my God.
And this is a mistake because now I've shown myself to be a desperate, dumb son of a bitch. And she's got me in her clutches. And she's like, I'm not going to tell you. I'm like,
oh, I love her.
well, I don't. I do not. So why don't you marry her? So this morning, again, she asked me, so have you seen it yet? So it's not stopping.
And you don't know what it is?
I have no idea.
Oh, I need to call her and find out what it is.
I have no idea. And here's the thing. This will prove to you that, I mean, I know women are more observant than men, blah, 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 all the stereotypes and stuff like that. But we spent a long time trying to figure out what color to paint our house.
Yeah.
A year or 2 years ago, something like that. And we finally did it. And I thought picking out colors was going to be easy.
Yeah.
Because we were just painting an apartment the other day, and that took, I don't know how many trips to Home Depot to pick out paint.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we picked a paint that I fucking can't stand, but she loves, so we're all happy. But we painted my house.
Yeah.
And I came home the day it was done, and I had no idea they were done.
Oh
I had no idea. I'm like, okay, if you tell me they painted my house, that's fine.
Oh
Whatever.
my God.
Yeah, because I think on the grand scale of color,
Yeah.
you know, from white,
Yes.
tan, blue, black, I think we went from here to here.
Okay.
I think we moved that much.
Okay.
And for her, it's the difference between night and day.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Of course I can tell. I could see where they missed a spot up on the roof, behind the chimney.
Now, if she changed something to her appearance, would you notice? Because she's got gorgeous hair. If she cut her hair or highlighted
Yeah, but
it.
that wasn't yesterday.
Okay.
I don't think it was yesterday. But
We don't know.
no.
It could have been.
Well, she wasn't at the ladies' parlor, whatever you call it these days. I don't know. What is it called?
Hair salon.
The hair salon. She wasn't there. So I don't know what it was. But I've lived in this house for 24 years.
Oh my God.
I have no idea what it is. No clue. And she won't tell me.
Now I really want to know. I really want to know.
Well, you would probably know. Have you ever been to my house?
I haven't. I've never been invited.
You would probably know. By walking in, you're a woman. You'd probably go, that looks different. And Nicole would go, that's what I changed.
And I've never been there.
So
Amazing.
I'm struggling with that right now.
I love her.
I want to know, do you have a thought? I know it's been a couple weeks since it's happened.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
there are conspiracy theories now that are starting to sprout up.
Okay.
And I'm being polite because really what people are saying is that's a bunch of bullshit. Those women didn't even go to space.
Oh, okay.
Do you think the Go-Go's went to space? I'm sorry, Lauren Sanchez and Gail King, whoever it was.
I was going to say that's an insult to the Go-Go's. I really like the Go-Go's.
I do too.
I do think that they went to space, but every negative thing that's being said about their journey,
Yeah,
I agree with.
yeah.
Do you think they went to space?
Okay, so let's just say so many people, there's so many different debates that can go on.
Yeah.
There's two ways to fly to space. Alan Shepard, my dear personal friend,
Yeah.
was the first, what?
Astronaut person to walk on the moon.
No. Good Lord, no.
Shit,
Jesus.
this seat makes
Oh.
you dumb. It makes you like Mike Costa not knowing
God, this upsets
history.
me.
What happened?
First astronaut, first man to walk on the moon. Who was
No,
the
no,
first?
no. Armstrong was the first one.
That's right.
Yeah, why? Oh my God. The
Alan
ghost-
Shepard was the first. He did two firsts. First American in space.
Okay.
First human being to golf on the moon.
Oh, what?
Yes, he golfed on the moon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, I would have never known that.
So anyway, Alan Shepard did one of these space flights that just it goes up and it comes down, just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Other astronauts go up and they get in orbit and they start going around and around and around and around, and then they ease back in and they come back down. So this thing that happened with Lauren Sanchez and all the women in space, they just went up and went down.
Yeah.
Whether they went into space,
Oh,
I don't even care.
okay.
I'll give them, you know what, if I'd done it and I'd gone up to this fancy line where you zero gravity and all that,
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, I've been to space.
Yeah.
I had zero gravity, the whole thing. The thing that has people going, that's a bunch of bullshit, is when they landed.
Okay.
Did you see this?
No.
Okay.
No.
So the capsule comes down and it lands,
Okay.
and then there's supposed to be this moment where Jeff Bezos,
Yes.
who chased the capsule to its landing point, has a special hatch opening tool, and he attaches it to the hatch, and he opens the door, and the ladies come out.
Okay.
That was supposed to happen.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the ladies inside were anxious to get out, and so they just opened the door. And you see the people outside saying, no, no, not yet, because you can't open it from in there. It doesn't work that way. Close the door. You didn't see it? Oh, let's watch.
Oh boy.
Let's watch the video. Right?
Oh boy.
What's going to come out of her
Oh, hey,
mouth,
close
but
that
really her
door.
heart when
And
she-
is that Jeff Bezos out there right by the capsule? Kind of hard to see.
that is
Here we go.
here goes Jeff Bezos.
Now he's got his special
Open the hatch.
tool. He didn't really close it again. Come on out, guys. So you saw it, right?
Uh-huh. I can't stand her.
You don't like Lauren Sanchez?
I do not.
Why not?
Why?
So you see the door peeks open for a second.
amazing.
And the people outside like, not yet, closed. And then Jeff Bezos, clearly, this is not conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
clearly goes up with his pretend special hatch opening tool.
Yeah.
And then the door opens.
And he barely even.
And the door has all the integrity of a men's room stall at Costco. Is it the same door? I think that was the door from stall 3 at the Carmel Mountain Costco.
Wow.
You see it just go ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding.
That, now I'm kind of along thinking they probably did it.
Well, so the door clearly, there's a special door opening ceremony that was supposed to be conducted by Jeff Bezos. But they opened the door, and then they had to close it real quick and go back to the special ceremony. Does that mean they didn't even go? Also, people want to know, where were the pressure suits? Where were your helmets? Where were all the other things?
Yeah.
Now, I know that in previous missions, like William Shatner went up.
Yeah.
Like a year or two ago.
Yes.
They all went just like that.
They did.
They didn't need any special stuff. Like, apparently, the capsule is pressurized enough.
Okay.
That they can get 65 miles up into space and they're okay.
Okay.
But the door, the faking, I mean, we clearly saw the faking of the door.
Yeah. That was ridiculous.
You think so?
That's awesome. Actually, I love it because it's such a bunch of bullshit, that mission anyway.
Do you think they really went?
Well, now I'm questioning it.
Yeah.
Because like
People love conspiracy theories.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Hello, sign me up.
Do you?
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, now I'm questioning it.
Yeah. And these women carrying on like they're heroes, and they're acting like they're the first women in space. In fact, one of the women did a Kotex experiment, she says.
What? What?
That's what she did. She took something with her in space that is supposed to advance tampon materials for women in space. It's like, we've had women in space for 60 years. I think we got to figure it out. We just had a woman in space for 9 months. I hope they didn't send her up there with one tampon.
Yeah.
Whew. Man, I mean, are you over there by the sink just like... Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Man talk here.
The thing actually looked like a tampon to me when it went up.
That rocket
Yeah,
does,
it looked like a tampon.
I know, it
or a
does.
penis, whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. It's just...
Well, they're all carrying on, and Gail King is already going, excuse me, question for y'all. Have y'all been in space? It's like, okay, Buzz,
Yeah.
got it.
She's the original Nepo baby without being she's a Nepo
No
friend.
doubt.
Nepo friend. She would not be where she is if it wasn't for Oprah.
Well, they showed Oprah on the ground, and you see Oprah watching, and you hear someone go, 3, 2, 1, cue Oprah. And then Oprah goes,
Oh, God. Yeah.
the whole thing is just so
No.
gross.
Well, the thing, too, is like the one who got me was, it was just a whole marketing mission, like Katy Perry with her set list.
She promoted her concert.
Which I'm like, if that's what you're really thinking that this is about, like, at least when William Shatner went up, he was emotional about it. He came down and you couldn't shut him up.
Right.
For how amazing his experience was and what he saw and stuff. And she's up there with the stupid
He actually came
flower.
back depressed. William Shatner was depressed when he came back.
Was he?
Yeah, he said he came down and he said, the beauty is not up there. The beauty is down here, and we're ruining it. He had some sort of epiphany when he was away from Earth, and he wanted to be back on Earth with all the beauty and the creatures and the flora and the fauna and the animals and the humans, and he felt bad that we were wrecking everything.
Well, that's someone
It's a legit feeling.
that actually went there
Yes.
and had a emotion to
Yes,
it.
yes.
Rather than these chicks.
But them getting out and kissing the ground.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I did see a meme where it was like with Katy Perry, she kissed the ground and she liked it. You know, it's just like, I can't. And they had to get their hair all done.
I know,
And their
I know.
extensions. And their
99% of
makeup.
that mission was getting in the suit.
Oh, my God.
Strapping them in. Hey, listen, we want to welcome Brent Wilsey Asset Management, which is helping us in every aspect of our financial lives. And we don't know what's going on today.
Yeah.
We're going to find out in just a second. Our individual and joint accounts, 401ks, education funds, IRAs, and more. Of course, you want to invest wisely.
Right. Uh-huh. I see what you did there.
And Brent Wilsey will help us invent wisely. Wilsey Asset Management, just click on smartinvesting2000.com. And I know that, Brent, you were talking about in your notes today, consumer actions don't match their words. And that has me scratching my head. And I'm hoping that, is it good news I'm hearing?
It is good news. And
Okay, good.
I'm sure you've heard people complain like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is bad. Oh, we're going to go into recession. Well, we look at the real numbers, what consumers are actually doing. And the March retail sales came out, and they climbed 4.6% compared to last year. And if you take out gas stations, because we have seen gas fall, well, then it climbed to 5.3%. So what's actually going on is people are saying one thing, and they're actually going out and spending their money. I've been at a ball game lately down at Petco Park. It is packed, even the high seats. People are complaining but man, they are spending.
So we hear people saying, oh my God, the world's coming to an end, and tariffs and this and that and the carrying on, that there's all kinds of tragedy. But in real life, has anyone's life been truly badly affected? I know that maybe 401ks and whatnot are down, but they come back, do they not?
Well, they most of the time they do. Depends what you have. I think like I wrote a piece, will be in the air pretty soon here, on the Mag 7, down about 21%, even down more today because of the decline today we're seeing in the markets. But what happens is that people say one thing, they do something else. And let me give you an example. There's a section called food services and drinking places, which are restaurants and bars, but the government calls them food services and drinking places. That was up 4.8%. Now, you could make the argument on some consumer goods that they were pulled forward, like cars, because people were trying to buy before the tariffs. But you can't go in and order 2 meals and have it last longer. You're there because you want a meal for that time and place. So again, food services, drinking places, people up, about 5%. So again, they're saying, and when they go to the restaurant, I think they complain like, oh, things are terrible. Oh, let me get the bill. So things are not as bad as people think they are. And this is why I'm still optimistic that we'll have a good year in our portfolio this year come December 31st.
I wonder if that's something that our friend Shauna Moran, who is opening a specialized, like a little winery, how would you describe your shop?
It's a charcuterie and provisions, but we have wine and beer and deli and catering and stuff like that. So when you're saying that, I'm like, yes, because I was terrified.
And I was wondering if you were terrified. I mean, why would you open it if you thought things were really bad? And so you have that concern, but you have to look at the numbers. And that's how I've managed money for 40 years. Look at the numbers. I hear what people are saying, but it's not what they are saying, it's what they're doing. So I think I know nothing about your establishment there, but I would assume you have a good chance of doing very well because people are still going out. They want to socialize. They want to have nice wine, I think, charcuteries with cheese and stuff. You should do well if you're in a good location and good marketing.
Yay.
And if you want to know what's going on, just go to Brent Wilsey's website and click on his fantastic newsletter. You'll be subscribed, and you can see what Brent and Chase and everybody at Wilsey are thinking every day. Thank you so much, our partner, Brent Wilsey, who reminds you a common sense, transparent, and educational approach to investment strategies. We equip the clients to have the peace of mind necessary to make the right financial decisions. So invest wisely when you invest with Wilsey Asset Management. SmartInvesting2000.com. Thank you, Brent. That makes me feel so much better. It leaves me with some good news for today. Appreciate it. Thank you, Brent. So we don't know if the ladies actually went to space or not, but we know that they look great in their little blue outfits, right?
Yeah, sure.
What?
I don't.
You don't even give them that?
No.
What?
I mean,
They look like En Vogue.
Yeah.
Never gonna get it.
Yeah.
Never gonna get it. Come on, they looked awesome.
I think there's a time and a place for looks like that. That they look like a TV show. It was ridiculous.
They look like the Pussycat Dolls go to space.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. A little sex appeal in space is a good thing.
It's ridiculous.
All right, well, next I'm going to have you talk to me a little bit about the spending that our government does. And I know you were all sideways about Elon Musk a little while ago.
Yeah.
And he seems to have ridden off into the sunset. That's gone.
What do you mean?
Well, he finishes his term in May.
Okay.
But he quit early. He quit in April.
Oh, he did? I thought
Yeah.
he was still doing it.
No, he stepped down.
Okay.
He stepped down. I think he had a CEO or COO requirement to his stockholders to I got to get back to Tesla here and keep things on track because they lost half their stock.
Yeah.
So I think he decided I'm going to step down out. But I didn't know he was going to be done in May anyway.
Yeah. I read that there was a term that you're allowed to do.
Well, I was very much in favor of cutting ridiculous spending. And do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is this congresswoman from Connecticut. Her name is Rosa DeLauro. She's 82 years old.
Okay.
Do we hate her just for being that old and being in Congress?
No, she's Italian, so we like her.
Okay. She's a 19-term Democrat.
Okay.
And she is literally in charge of deciding what the government spends its money on.
Yeah.
What?
No.
What?
I agree. I was making a joke about being Italian, but I just like, no, that's just too long. That's too long.
Well, I don't mind something being 19 terms if you're doing a good job.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you're doing a good job, no end in sight. Stay there, do a good job, because there's too many of them who don't. That doesn't bug me.
okay.
I'm not about to present you something great from this woman, okay?
Okay.
This is the woman who is in charge of how the government spends our money. Let's watch this video of her big decision on one big expense.
Okay.
To address the roadway safety crisis, including the critical funding that would accelerate the development, and this is an area I've written to you about, of the use of female dummies in crash testing. This will start to fight the gender inequity among vehicle safety and crash victims.
Ranking member, head of the committee that decides what we're spending money on, and she called it critical funding for the crash test dummies to be female.
No.
Now, can you Democrats decide once and for all if you know what a female is or you don't? What the fuck already? Because it sure seems awfully convenient to you. Hey, today we know, tomorrow we don't, whatever. But she needs 2 more
Boo.
hunks of plastic nailed on
Yeah.
to the crash test dummies.
No. That's ridiculous. That's so dumb.
82 years old, 19 terms, in charge of how the spending's going, and she's calling it critical funding.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it's absolutely. Well, first, I think she looks great for 82 years old. I can't believe she's 82, but.
Well, let's put her in one of those blue suits and send her to space, right?
Exactly. But no, it's asinine. And it sounds like she's bored, because that's like reaching for something to make your job important at that time. I don't know. That's just stupid.
That can happen with old people. They get bored and they spend all their money at home on Amazon.
I got to tell yeah.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. I'm getting close to it.
Hello.
I really am. So you don't agree with her? You don't see the need?
I don't. No. That gives Democrats a bad look.
That's the one?
Well, no. Well, come on, man.
Come on, man, what? Are you going back to J.D. Vance killing the Pope?
Yeah, he killed him. But there's bad looks on both sides. But that's asinine. It gives Republicans the
ammo.
The ammo.
Yeah, it's ammo. Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's stupid. It is. It's stupid. Okay, next up for you. You have lived a few places in the United States. I know you were born in Colorado.
Yeah.
Came out here.
Yeah.
Is that it? Those are your 2 places?
Just my 2.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I lived in, Chicago, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, Denver, California.
Yep.
So I got to see a little bit of the country. I've seen the Southeast, I've been to Florida.
Yep.
I've been to the Northeast. My whole family's from there. I know what that's like. And this country gives you a vast array of nature and weather.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is there an area of the country that you're like, no way I would ever live there? Like people have said, I remember sitting around the dinner table with my dad, oh, California, home of the fruits and nuts.
Yeah.
And the earthquakes, you'd never get me out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, me too, Dad. And then here I am 35 years later. I'm the only one in my family that ever crossed the Mississippi.
Oh, really?
No, we're Easterners, son.
I think the only state, well, okay, there's a couple.
Region, state, whatever you want.
So, no way could I do Alaska. There's
Okay.
just no way for so many reasons, like
Yes.
the whole daylight, that whole thing.
The midnight sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. And then there are certain states in the Midwest, like South Dakota and North Dakota and stuff like that.
Which you've never been to.
No.
But you know.
I know.
That they're just too dull.
Dull and freezing cold and boring and
Yeah.
bad.
Okay, so my brother lives in Florida.
Okay.
And I believe that he likes it.
Yeah.
And he likes to give me shit just because he's my big brother.
Okay.
And so he'll, I have my particular problem with Florida, which I'm going to show you in a second here. I'm not crazy about hurricanes,
Yes.
even though we had one last year here in California, and it was a heavy drizzle.
Really?
It was a tough drizzle to overcome. Let me show you the reason I don't like the Southeast, like Louisiana. I mean, I don't care for the weather.
Yeah.
You ever gone there?
Yes, I have.
When you fly from California to the East Coast, the Southeast,
Yes.
you generally are flying a long time. If it's a nonstop flight, you're going to be in the air for 6 hours. You can often get there at night. The door opens, you step outside, it's 100 degrees and dark, and you're like, what broke?
Yep.
Something's wrong. It's like, no, it's 100 degrees at night.
Yes.
How can it be 100 degrees at night? And is it raining? It's like, no, that's just the humidity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let me show you the real reason. Watch this Ring doorbell from Florida.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, can we come in?
Holy cow.
Trick or treat.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And he's got backup.
That is, he really does.
There's a pair of gators ringing the doorbell looking for treats.
Oh,
Look at them.
I didn't know they could do that.
Oh, they can climb trees.
Oh, my God. Ah. Oh, that's so gross.
I'm not interested in moving to an area of the town that still has dinosaurs.
Exactly.
You know, seriously.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And my brother would say to me, you guys don't have that kind of stuff. And I said, well, just the lions. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, we have mountain lions.
Yeah.
He goes, well, they aren't in your neighborhood. And I was like, let me text you a picture of 2 mountain lions walking down my street. He goes, well, they're not lions. I said, they're lions. We have, just like in Africa, we have, I mean, they don't have the big thing.
Right.
But they're lions.
Yes.
Their name is lions. And
Yeah.
yes, we have lions.
Yeah.
We had 2 mountain lions ring the doorbell at our neighbor's house.
No.
Oh, yeah. And they boop it like your dog. They boop the Ring doorbell. I don't know what it is. They all
Like you're going to go, oh, come in.
no.
At least they're polite.
But what would you rather deal with, mountain lions or alligators?
Oh.
The lions are quicker. And they're always watching you. You know, you ever go for a hike? They always tell you, if you see a mountain lion, he saw you an hour ago.
Yeah.
They always say.
I've been on a couple where I'm like a little freaked out.
Yeah.
What would I rather?
I don't like the bugs. I don't like the weather.
I think I would do the mountain lions over that, because even like those freaking things,
Yeah.
they're in the water.
There's no water on that porch.
Yeah, but I know, but you're playing golf on your golf course.
Yeah.
They're coming up and they're attacking you. They're getting you.
Yeah. And
I didn't know they did that though.
yeah. On the porch. They're getting brave.
I've been to Florida a couple times, and one time we were driving down the freeway, and there were alligators just cruising along, walking along. No, thank you.
Now, do we have mountain goats in this town? Because I was driving down to Lakeside, and I was driving down this, what is that, 67 or Slaughterhouse Canyon or whatever. Here comes a mountain goat up the shoulder of the road. And I don't know if he'd broken away, if he'd gone rogue from someone's farm, or if we literally have mountain goats in San Diego County. Is that possible? I guess it is.
I'm going to be Mike Costa, and I'm going to make some shit up. Of course we do, Dave. Yeah.
You aren't
Don't
as
you know?
convincing as Mike.
Let me think.
You don't seem that.
Absolutely, but I think that we have, I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that Harvard University, you didn't go to Harvard, did you?
I obviously not. Did you hear my answer earlier about?
Oh, I got a good quiz coming up for you, too.
Oh, God, no.
You don't like the quizzes? You're going to do great.
Okay.
Did you know that Harvard gets over $2 billion in funding?
I didn't know that until recently.
I didn't know until yesterday.
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea.
Why?
Well, they're research grants, right? Like,
So what?
yeah.
They've got $53 billion in the bank. You know that? That's their, what do they call it? Their
Endowment.
endowment.
Yeah.
Yeah. $53 billion in the bank. Imagine you're walking down the street and there's a 53 billionaire sitting on the street going, have you got $2 billion to spare?
It's ridiculous.
You'd kick him in the head.
Yeah.
So the president wants to withhold $2 billion from Harvard because he thinks that they're anti-Semitic. And I don't care if you're Semitic, anti-Semitic, whatever. You don't get $2 billion when you got 53 in the bank.
Yeah.
Why are we giving them this money?
I don't understand that. I did hear a news report where they were speaking to a professor, and he's like, it was basically the deal was because of the research. But really, he couldn't answer that question totally. He's like, well, we kind of need it there, and we can dip into it. And I'm like, and even the CNN reporter was like, yeah, but it's $53 billion.
It's 50.
It's not going to last, is what he said.
If they dipped into it, they'd have $51 billion left over.
Yeah.
And if Brent Wilsey was managing their money, they'd have $53 billion by the end of the day.
There you go.
They'd have it right back.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And plus, what is the tuition to get in there too? On top of everything?
$90,000
a year.
$90,000 a year to go to school there. That's room, board, books, and I actually looked this up.
Okay.
Other stuff.
I thought it would be more than that, honestly.
Well, can I tell you something? I looked up what my kids were going to be spending at school because I wanted to do that thing where you put aside that money. It's like a 501 or something like
right.
that. You'll be doing this,
Yes.
or you're already doing it.
Yes, yes.
And so you look up tuition, and one of my kids went out of state, and you look up room and board.
Yep.
Just double it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just double it. So Harvard says it's 90,000. So it's 180,000
Yeah.
to go to school there. Because your kids will call you up and say, Dad, I need $50,000. Okay. You just say okay and give them the money. But I looked up my school, Western Illinois University.
Yeah.
Literally gets 1/4000th of that amount in grants.
Oh, I can't even imagine what my school gets because it was not a.
Where'd you go?
I went to Metropolitan State University of Denver.
What's their specialty?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Aviation, I think.
Western Illinois University is agriculture, so we got you covered. Yeah. Hayseeds, literally a guy with like a big stem sticking out of his mouth. That's what we studied. Agriculture. 1/4000th of that amount.
It's ridiculous.
What? $2 billion.
Yeah, I don't. I that's something that I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that being cut.
Cut it off. Okay,
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I'm glad to see you coming to your sense. I asked you to think about this last night when I
God.
texted you. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Are you?
kind of.
The Willis girls. This is Demi and Bruce Willis's daughters.
Okay.
And I don't know what their names are. It's like ceiling, apple, chair. What are their names?
Rumor.
I was literally looking around the room. Key light, camera, microphone.
I think I know two of them. I know there's Rumor.
Yeah.
And there's Tallulah.
Tallulah. And something
I don't
else.
know the other one.
Yeah. Scout.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. They still take baths together.
Oh, God.
What was that?
Hi, White Lotus. That's creepy.
They're all in their 30s.
That's gross.
They're all in their 30s and they still take baths together. And one of them revealed this in a podcast and she goes, do you think that's weird? Because that's just the way yeah, it's weird. And you know it's weird. Otherwise you wouldn't bring it up. You know it's weird, you weird fuck. Of course it's weird.
My God. That's gross on so many levels.
When you were back dealing with your mother's last moments, did you ever, when your mother actually truly died, not when she was
Not
faking,
the fake. Mm-hmm.
did you take your sister's hand and say, let's go take a bath in honor of our mother? What? No?
Didn't cross my mind at the moment.
It
but
might
I was
have helped.
grieving. I was
You might have
grieving.
skipped over some of those stages of grief. Isn't there a bathing stage? There's anger, denial, bathing with my sister,
Okay.
acceptance.
Yes. Okay. That would have probably made my mind a little bit more crazy at the moment. That's so gross.
We all still take baths together, my sisters and I, and that's just kind of the house that I grew up in. Is that weird? Yes, it's weird, you big weirdo. Of course it's weird.
Yeah.
You're weird.
That is bizarre.
I looked up some other weird stuff that I thought was weird.
Okay.
You may disagree.
Okay.
Heidi Klum, supermodel Heidi Klum.
Yeah.
Walks around with a bottle of her teeth, just carrying her mouth bones around with her for good luck.
Okay, that's weird.
Jessica Simpson only brushes her teeth 3 times a week.
Oh, That's gross and
Well,
weird. Why?
Because her teeth are too slippery. Duh. How did you not know that? How could you not connect that dot?
That is the dumbest thing I've ever
She
heard.
literally said, my teeth are so slippery. If I brush more than 3 times a week, it's too slippery. I don't like the feeling. By the way, I have great breath, she claims,
Oh, that's why her husband
which is
divorced.
not her call to make.
Oh, that's so gross.
It's very rare when you can tell if you've got, you can very rarely tell your own bad breath. And if you can, oh my God.
Yeah.
Your rhinoceros, get to the Listerine. Yeah, those are some of
Oh, God.
the bad ones there. Do you have something you'd like to tell me?
No, I mean, I was trying to think about it. I'm pretty normal, I think.
Go
Except for
ahead.
my conspiracy theories. The only thing I could think of was I feel like I have this weird sense that something's going to happen.
Oh.
So, and usually if I just think it'll happen. My husband sometimes says I'm witchy because I'll be like, whatever. So I have this thing where I have to say it out loud. And if I say it out loud, it's not going to happen. Like an example, my son went to Tampa, speaking of Florida, last week for a rugby tournament to play in it. And I just had this like motherly, like, the plane's going to go down. And I'm like, I have to say it out loud because if I say it out loud, that'll make it not happen. That's my weirdness.
I hope I don't see where you're. I hope I don't see where you're going with this. You're not going to tell me. So please don't crash plane, and the plane didn't crash, and now you think you've got ESP or something.
No, I think a part of me is like, I said it out loud. It's going to be okay.
And so you saved the entire
I
plane.
basically saved the entire.
Okay.
I stopped it from happening.
Aren't you something?
You think that's weird?
I think it's bullshit.
If I didn't say it and it crashed, then no one would
Well,
have
did you
believed
bother to call the Pope today and say, hey, get an extra hour's worth of sleep?
He has been on my mind.
You see?
I didn't say anything.
I have a thing, if I feel I'm walking behind someone and I'm in their wake,
Yeah.
and if I have the slightest inclination that there's something wrong with them, I will exhale for as long as I possibly can. I don't want to breathe in their germs.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if it works, but I feel like if I have a constant exhale,
Yeah.
a jet of force going out my nose that none of their filthy germs can get in. It's a force field going out.
That's amazing.
It's the only thing I can do. And I won't get in a grocery line that has little kids in it.
Oh, why?
So they're always sick.
Oh.
Little kids are always sick. So
Yeah.
I'll get behind 15 old ladies before I get behind one little kid.
Oh my gosh.
grocery cart.
That's funny.
I don't want anything to do with it. Yeah. I won't play with a number 2 golf ball.
Really? Mm-mm. And just why? Because it's bad luck?
Number 2, first one to lose. Just I don't like number 2.
Okay.
Don't
So-
like it.
Oh,
Can't go near it.
that's superstitious.
I also have this weird thing. I don't like this. This is a hard one for me to break. I go out and do road work a lot during the week. You know, just a little running, climbing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll pick out a spot, like maybe a weed or a signpost way down there.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking, I'll go, now. I'm exactly 100 steps from that, and then I start counting to see if I'm actually 100 steps. That's just messed up.
That's OCD-ish.
Yo, big.
Yeah.
And I hate that I do it.
Oh, that's interesting. And what if you aren't?
Why is it interesting?
What happens if you're not 100 steps?
I'm usually within 4,
Okay.
3. I'm really good at it.
Okay. So,
But it bugs me that I do it.
when I was running,
And it's hard for me to turn it off.
when I walk or run and I have it set like, oh, I want to do 5 miles, but my car is 4 miles, just like a couple meters short of whatever, I like will have to go and walk past. to
Right
get
there with you.
back
Right there
to
with
make
you.
it that 5.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Yeah, because I want to get the credit on my watch.
Exactly.
Do you use the watch?
Yes.
You ever screw up and forget to set it?
Yes.
Then you get gypped. It's like you sat at home like a fat ass on your couch all day.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, Miss Denver Community College.
Uh-oh.
I got a quiz for you
Here
here.
we go.
You ready to go?
I'm really bad at these, and now I don't even have Mike to be my dumber person.
How are you at spelling bees?
Oh, horrible.
Are you? Then you're going to like this one.
Oh,
You're going to like this one.
okay.
Because this is a spelling bee for well-known products
Okay.
who purposely misspell their name.
Okay.
All right? And you have to correctly
Jerks.
misspell the name of the product.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Do you need an example?
Give me one.
Fruit Loops.
Okay.
Now, how do you spell fruit?
Fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
Fruit Loops spells it F-R-O-O-T.
They do?
Well, I'll give you a hint why. There's no fruit in Fruit Loops.
Oh, false advertising.
It's going to be, well, not when you spell it like a cartoon.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you ready? You're going to get this first one.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A. The restaurant, Chick-fil-A.
It's C-H-I-C and then dash.
Now you're out. You're out.
Oh, shit.
C-H-I-C-K.
Okay.
Then,
A.
no, F-I-L, and then A. Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
See, instead of spelling it like the French, F-I-L-E-T, filet mignon.
I seriously thought it was an
Chick-
A in the middle.
F-I-L-A, Chick-fil-A. All
Okay.
right. Oreo double stuff.
Okay.
Oreo, you know how to spell that.
Yeah.
Double, you know how to spell that.
Yeah.
How do they spell stuff?
Okay, now, well, I would think S-T-U-F-F.
Only one F,
Okay.
and I don't know why. You'll have to talk to the engineers at Oreo.
Okay.
Lazy Boy.
Oh, I think I know this one.
Do it.
L-A-Z-E-E. What?
No. This is a man thing. Men know how to spell Lazy Boy.
Okay, what is it?
Tell him, Jason.
L-A-Z-Y.
No.
L-A-Z-E-Y.
L-A-Z-B-O-Y. Lazy Boy.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How about Trix cereal? Trix. Tricks are for kids.
T-R-I-X.
That's right.
Yeah.
T-R-I-X.
Yeah.
How about Play-Doh?
P-L-A-Y-D-O-H.
That's right. Well done. Play-Doh. Play school.
Oh, see, now my mom's senses are coming back. It's P-L-A-Y-S-K-O-O-L.
That's correct. Which seems wrong.
Yeah.
Seems so wrong.
Right?
Why would we purposely misspell school?
Yeah.
And can you explain the 3 R's to me? Reading, writing. We're saying writing begins with an R, and arithmetic. You flunked 3 classes by calling it that. Spelling, reading, math, everything.
Oh my God.
Just get a D for the day.
Yeah.
How about Love's diapers?
See, I know that. I think I know this. L-U-V-S.
That's right. L-U-V-S. Double bubble. Were you a double bubble? I was a Hubba Bubba.
I was Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba. Double Bubba was not my brand, but
I don't even think I remember Double Bubble.
it's a good one.
So-
Double Bubble.
I'm going to say, just because of the nature of this quiz,
Yeah.
is it D-U-B-L-E?
Yeah, it's D-U-B-B-L-E.
Okay.
D-U-B-B-L-E. Double bubble.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. How about Stanley Steamer? Did you know Stanley Steamer misspelled their name on purpose?
No.
That's true.
Is it Stanley like normal?
Yeah.
And then is it double E's?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 E's. And I got a couple more for you. Tasty Freeze. Ever go to Tasty Freeze?
Yeah.
Okay, then you should know this. Do we have Tasty Freeze in California?
Yes.
Okay. It's ice cream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it soft serve?
I think so. It's been forever since I've been.
Okay, Tasty Freeze. What do you think? T-A-S-T-Y. That's how you spell tasty. How do they spell it?
I don't know.
2 E's, and then freeze is F-R-E-E-Z.
Okay.
How about Ready Whip?
Oh, that's R-E-D-D-I?
Yeah, and I don't even know if they spell whip right. They might get that bad.
What?
And then Tumblr. You're on Tumblr, aren't you? Spell Tumblr for me.
I have no idea.
Huh? Don't know Tumblr?
OnlyFans.
Okay, all right. The last thing I have for you today here on the Dave Rickards Podcast, and thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
When you know who wasn't.
Oh, no. Who? I forgot.
if you see a person on the street and they maybe have like all the belongings in the world and a shopping cart and whatnot, you would say that person is
Homeless.
homeless. Mm-hmm. Did you know that that is becoming a no-no?
It's so stupid.
Is it? Because one of my kids prefers to say unhoused. And I said to her, I said, now tell me. You know, I didn't judge or anything. I just said, why do you say unhoused instead of homeless?
Yeah.
And, you know, she is very, this is my younger daughter, she's very easygoing with the labels, the names, the circumstances that people choose for themselves.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm down with it. I don't care if that's what they want. It's no skin off my nose. I don't care.
Yeah.
So that's why she does it.
Yeah.
Unhoused. Have you used this?
I have never used unhoused.
And how would you feel if they came out today and said, you know, unhoused is a naughty word we don't like, or homeless is a naughty word we don't like it anymore. From now on, we're going to say unhoused.
I literally don't see a difference between the two. I mean, they're kind of the same, right? I mean, homeless, unhoused.
I agree.
So I don't
I agree,
understand.
but you know, the reason for changing the words never made sense to me.
Yeah.
None of them make sense.
I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of words that I still use that I probably shouldn't. We don't need to get into that. I don't need to be canceled.
Really? Are you still using like the R word or the F word? Because I'm pretty sure the president made those okay again. We went out with a camera and we asked homeless people, what do you say?
Oh.
Yeah, because that's the first thing I thought. I was like, well, what do homeless people say? Because so many times, 40-year-old white housewives will sit at home going, what can I do today? I know, I'll come up with a new word for homeless people because I've got nothing else to do.
What do they call the shelters that these unhoused people live in?
Unhoused houses. I don't know.
Homeless shelters.
I guess. Well, of course. Yeah. And not all of these things take.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they just don't work. Some of them are fetch and they just don't take. And so they asked homeless people, what do you think? Let's watch the video.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people now say homeless or unhoused or houseless or people experiencing homelessness. What term do you use?
I use homelessness. That's because everybody else uses. I don't know why else put it. It's not homeless. You're in the jungle. It's a jungle. It is a real jungle. People are living their lives by it. Yeah.
You're here living in your RV. Do you prefer the term homeless, unhoused, houseless, or people experiencing homelessness?
Homeless.
You use the term homeless?
Yeah.
Which do you prefer? Homeless, unhoused, houseless, or people experiencing
houseless.
Houseless.
I think houseless.
Yeah.
Houseless fits. I don't have a house. Yes.
Hi.
Addie.
Yes.
You're homeless.
I am.
What term do you prefer? Homeless, unhoused, houseless, people experiencing homelessness, and now I think I have to add domestic refugee.
Jesus.
Am I allowed to curse?
Sure.
Because fuck saying people who live with lived experience. I hate that saying with a fiery passion. Because experiences are like good things. You want to tell somebody who is battling cancer that they're experiencing cancer. I prefer homeless, but it is up to other people what they want to say. But for me, it's, yeah, I'm homeless. You know,
that's the thing. If somebody wants to be called unhoused or houseless or even domestic, whatever, you identify the person. But most homeless people use homelessness. Yeah,
that's the way I've heard it for years. It's the way I say it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know, a lot of people now.
So, you know, the revelation I have after watching these 4 or 5 people there is that I relate to those people and their intellect and their way of thinking 100% more than what I see on Instagram and TikTok every day.
100%.
That made sense to me. That was common sense right there.
You know, the guy that said it actually struck me, the guy who goes, oh, houseless, I don't have a house.
Right.
He may have a home.
Right.
But he doesn't have a house. And I love that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understood it.
I love that logic.
I related so much more to their simple common sense than the stupid stuff I see social justice warriors trying to crap out their ass every day, acting like they did something worthwhile.
I agree. I agree.
Well, thank you, love, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Are the doors open on Chips Ahoy? What's it called?
It is. We spell our company right. It's All Aboard.
Oh, well, that's doom. That's doom. You got to call it All B-O-R-E-D.
I am not B-O-R-E-D.
All Aboard. No, you've been working your butt off.
Oh, my God. We're doing catering for private parties and charters and stuff like that. And we're doing our soft opening with our sandwiches and our storefront on May 1st.
Ooh.
I know.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
And what's the website?
It is allaboardsdca.com.
Jesus.
I know. The other All Aboards were taken, so
well,
San Diego, California.
You got to use the website, folks, because their phone is fucked. There's no calling them up, right?
Screw you, AT&T.
We'll see you next time here on the Dave Rickards Podcast. Thanks, everybody.
You've been listening to the Dave Rickards Podcast. Stay tuned for more episodes to come.